What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mine Something. If you're new here, my name is Jake, and today there comes a time in every miner's journey where we ask ourselves, should I keep expanding? It absolutely can become addictive, and self-control over financial mistakes can be a real challenge even for the most disciplined. When speculation takes over, it can lead to false expectations, and often it's the things that we don't plan on that ruin our assumptions. You know, when ETH was set to go proof of stake, I knew if I were going to continue my mining journey, I would need very low cost electricity, so I DIY'd my own solar. And as a content creator trying to stay relevant, I have continued to expand my mining farm. And even though I am extremely frugal and the numbers didn't paint as pretty of a picture as it did before, I still stuck with it, and it has paid off big time. My faith in the continuation of the cyclical nature of the crypto market is still strong, but it's not immune to influence of a grim macroeconomic picture looming overhead. And that's why this most recent expansion was a very tumultuous decision, but with my persistence in the hunt for great deals, I have found some deals that I could not pass up. And so I'm very excited to share this, but I want to caution you not to fall victim to FOMO. Oftentimes, content creators will embellish the wins and diminish the losses, and it's important that you stay grounded and don't over leverage yourself. Having said that, today I want to walk you through some of the recent changes I've made to the mining farm and why I made them. But before we get started, a quick reminder to smash that like and subscribe, and a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Crypto Miner Bros, providing you with the latest brand of miners from Bitmain to Jasminer to Ice River and more. Crypto Miner Bros has just about every ASIC you desire at the most competitive pricing, and the price you see on the website is the price delivered to your door. Crypto Miner Bros comes highly recommended from some of the most recognizable leaders in the space because of their commitment to providing the best service and support in the industry. Check out their site and be sure to use code MINESOME for an extra $70 off on your next order. So there were several determining factors that led to this expansion, but at the top of that list was the additional rigs that I decided to host for a strong supporter of the channel you may know in our Discord as Millerman. Now, many of you may know I have a large 2,400 square foot shop at the back of my property that I added solar to offset the energy consumption, but what you may not know is that the mining hardware was located in the middle of the shop where my 240 volt outlet was previously installed for my welders and air compressors. Since it was in the middle of the shop, adding additional power would require a very long run of thick gauge wires to get to the existing location, which was a huge added cost as opposed to just moving the farm to the wall that was closest to the electrical panel. Also, West Texas is extremely dusty and air filtration is a bit of a problem, so I really wanted to create an enclosure to address the air filtration issues, plus I wanted to be able to exhaust all that heat out of the building considering I was going to be adding a lot more hardware. Now in the wintertime it's not an issue, I'd like to keep that heat in the shop, but during the summer it can get pretty hot here. And since the farm was in the middle of the shop, I would have to spend quite a lot more on ductwork to make that happen. So what made the most sense was to relocate the farm closest to the electrical panels and the walls of the shop in order to exhaust all the heat. And lastly, the shop is in disarray, and I would like to make more content for you guys without the embarrassment of the mess in the shop. So now that you're up to speed and you know what's going on, I'm going to show you the corner of the shop that we've chosen to move the farm to, and we got a quick little time lapse of the process so far, so sit back, relax, and enjoy some tunes.
Chose again, a different story, different way. Will you find your happiness? or more of just the same. 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 Say you chose again a different story, different way. Will you find your happiness or more of just the same? More of just the same. 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 Just the
Alright guys, we aren't quite done, but it is Christmas Eve and I need to get this video out, so there's probably going to be a part 2, part 3, who knows how many parts. This will be a constant upgrade, but just want to show you what we've got so far. So got me a little display so that I can see what's going on any particular rig while I'm back here. We got a Rackness 24 port PoE switch, and then we've got a watt box, which is a remotely managed power strip essentially, and the back side here, only these particular devices are plugged into 110, everything else is running on 220, but I wanted to have this on its own dedicated circuit just to be on the safe side. We've got 3 of these 30 amp 240 volt L6 plugs. So this little server rack that we're looking at right here, it's just a frame, and this thing cost me like 20 bucks. Some guy was just looking to get rid of it. So that was a nice little find. I've just kind of rigged it up. We've got 4060 Ti, a couple of 4070s, and let's see, we've got a 3090, 3080 Ti, 3080, 3070 Ti, 3070, and a 3060 Ti. And these are mostly 3070s. I think we've got a 3060 Ti in here as well. This one is also going to be filled up. I've got probably another 8 GPUs, mostly 40 series stuff. This Octominer here is for a good buddy of mine. In fact, all 3 of these are his. This one's got the CMP 210s, and this one has CMP 210s. This one has BC 160s, and then we've got the Miner Dude. I love this thing. I've got it off at the moment because it's pretty loud, but this thing has all my AMD GPUs in there, which are currently not that profitable, so it is currently off. We've got an iPolo, another iPolo, some more 2070s, and a 2080 Super, I think. This is my 20 series rig. And we'll come to the back side, kind of show you. It is a mess. I still have a ton of work to do to clean all this up, but we've got the Nerd Gears PDUs, and I've got a 110 outlet on that wall, another 30 amp 240, got another Nerd Gears PDU. So let's talk about airflow for just a minute. These 2 fans are 20-inch fans. They've got 3 different speeds, and they are capable of putting out about 3,600 CFM, which is quite a bit, but I'm surprised at how much the room is struggling to cool down with this door closed and only these 2 air vents here. So I think it can keep up, but we really got to do something to manage the airflow here. So the idea is to have the front of this all sectioned off to where this is a complete cold aisle, and then the back side here is a complete hot aisle, and we suck directly up and out. And as far as, you know, the exhaust here at the top, the plan is to just channel that directly out the side of the building. I'm not worried about it right at this moment just because it's December. In fact, it's Christmas Eve, so I've probably got another 2 or 3 months of really cool weather. And right now it's kind of nice having the extra heat in the shop. But most likely what we're going to do is we're going to do air filtration all the way up this wall, and we're going to use a different material that's going to be able to pass through air a little bit easier than what these are doing right now. These are really cheap air filters, so I thought the filtration wasn't going to be awesome. I thought it would let enough airflow through, but maybe it's just the surface area that we need to increase, and the air filters are fine themselves, but I'd still like to have a different material. I think that that would be a little bit better. So on the backside here where we got the filters, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this well tank here to circulate cold water through a radiator, and then we're going to pull cold air through that radiator with a fan into the room. And as we use water, it will circulate water through there that's roughly about 50 to 60 degrees because this is well water. So that should help cool things down slightly. I don't know if it'll make much of a difference, but it's going to be a fun experiment. We'll find out. So basically what I have left to do is to clean up all of this wiring back here. We got a bunch of Velcro strapping we'll be using, make that all nice and clean. We'll also use this black material that you're seeing on this rack. This is just cheap plastiboard type stuff, but I'm going to use that to clean this up a little bit. We'll get some fans on this side pushing the hot air back into the hot aisle. And I've got all this room down here on the floor as well. I'll probably fill this up with a bunch of PCs for like salad and fast, as well as cleaning everything up on this top row. Probably got room for another miner or two here. And then once we get all of these situated, we probably have quite a bit more room there as well. And that's pretty much going to max out 100 amps. So that's really all that I want to pull in this room, considering the ventilation that we have here. But I'm sure as the years go by, we will make lots of changes. Who knows, maybe full of nothing but PCs for AI rentals in the bear market, or maybe it's full of ASICs. But you guys know me, I usually don't have a whole lot of ASICs. In fact, I do have a couple of ASICs that I could move out here. I'm thinking about putting my Jazz miner in this rack here, so maybe up here at the top. I could probably do a couple of Jazz miners in here actually. And then I've also got a Caspa KS2 Lite, courtesy of the guys at Crypto Miner Bros. So yeah, lots of plans, lots of changes coming. But since it's Christmas Eve and all, we really need to wrap this up and do the family thing. But I wanted to get a video out because I'll be leaving town and probably won't be back for like a week. So yeah, Happy New Year's in case you don't hear from me in between now and then. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video so far, you really want to stick around to the next few videos because I just bought another 21,000 watts worth of solar panels from a guy here locally, and I'm going to explain the story behind this, but this is just one stack of the 3 stacks that I have. So we've got 60 additional solar panels to add. These are all 355 watts each, and these are not like the panels that I got from Santan Solar. Those were Canadian 250 watt panels with snail trails, whereas these are almost flawless, and they're only about 2 years old. Now the inverters that I got with them, we got 3 of the 10,000 watt Solar Edge grid tie inverters, and you guys would honestly probably not believe what I paid for them. So the story goes, this guy is on Facebook Marketplace, and essentially what he does is he goes to these auctions where they repossess solar panels from people who are not paying their bill. So these are not, 5 to 10 year old solar panels that have lost some of their efficiency. These are very good panels. I will probably put most of these on the shop, but some of them are going to go to my house as well. And we're going to take that Grow Watt grid tie inverter, move that one to the house, and then deploy all of these here at the shop. So here's the other 2 stacks of panels, and with all of this solar, I am going to provide enough energy to completely offset my farm's power consumption. This is the real life money cheat code that Voscoin has been talking about doing for so long, and this is going to happen very quickly. I'll be gone for about a week, and once I return, we're going to get busy and we're going to get all of this done. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.